Purpose Counseling and Wellness Center. Therapy. Feel like you're falling apart? Let us help you find the missing pieces in your life. Purpose Counseling and Wellness Center, PCWC, provides a variety of therapeutic counseling services geared towards helping individual families and the communities. Our goals is to assist individuals holistically through our transpersonal counseling, psychological services. We are also available on Psychology Today. Give us a call today. Hello lovelies, hello family, and welcome. Welcome to my channel. This is Kimberly Purpoz. Today, this is the third episode to my intuitive therapy sessions that I do here on my channel. And it's based on universal and ancestral guidance. And I decided to do this because I believe I was guided by the Most High to continue to do more spiritual sessions with my brothers and sisters here on YouTube. So, every day I get messages from the angels from the Most High, and I write them down, and I try to share them all with you all. And if you all want to schedule a session with me, I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and I'm also a spiritual counselor, and my area of specialty is in psychology, and also in spirituality as well. And I do have a few openings available. It's filling up pretty fast for this month in April. So, feel free to give us a call today. So, Also, I'm also on social media. You may want to check me out I'm on Twitter. I post daily on Twitter, and I also post on give my tips, my intuitive tips on TikTok as well. And I also do have an Instagram as well. You may want to follow me on there and everything. And also you can subscribe to me in order to get the latest updates. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and the thumbs up. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, today we're going to talk about the spiritual games and subtle changes. Spiritual games and subtle changes. It says here, don't let life pass you by. Living your life to the fullest is just as important as taking care of others. I'm not sure who this message is for, but for those of y'all who may be caregivers, single parents, or just parents in general, or caring for others, it's good to also think about yourself. Don't forget about self-care, because that's very important. Oftentimes when you're caring for others, you put yourself on a back burner. And I often see that with a lot of my clients, that they put a lot of their own needs and interests on the back burner for others, because they are so involved around their whole life around other people, but they forget to take care of themselves and their overall health. So that's why it's so important to also think about yourself and your needs as well. Also, don't let I'm sorry, I already said that. Beware of subtle changes and stay in tune. Beware of subtle changes and to stay in tune. That is very important. Oftentimes, when you're busy with your life, physical life, and here on the earth plane, you overlook a lot of things because you're so fixated on what's going on in here and now that you forget to look at any changes that goes on around you. So it's good to look at things through a spiritual eye, through your third sense, your third eye. I always tell my clients to look at your third eye, the third eye senses as well, and to be more in tune. Also, these small changes can manifest into bigger ones. And what I mean by that is they can lead into when you oftentimes put away certain things that need to be done or procrastinate. A lot of times you forget to get things done that is required to be done, and it can make things lead to bigger things, so more problems. If you have a situation that is at hand that needs to be taken care of, it's good to also keep a mindful eye with these changes and to try to be more proactive. It's important to be more proactive in getting things done in order to avoid things manifesting into bigger situations. Another tip is to be leery of needy people, leechy and needy people. I see this all the time with different clients as well. I talked about in the last week's session, you may want to check it out. I talk about setting boundaries, setting personal boundaries. That's very important, is setting personal boundaries for yourself. Leechy people love to thrive on other people's energies. And a lot of times we try and do and give for other people. It's also good to have a cutoff point. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself becoming more and more drained and consumed. And sometimes it gets to the point where you're unable to follow your own passion in life or do your own purpose and mission in life, because you're constantly doing for others and it's pulling you off your path. So that's why it's good to sometimes avoid needy people. I can give you an example of myself. I had dealt with someone, in a relationship who was very needy and leechy, and I was constantly doing. I was also in a marriage like that, where I put my passion and what I wanted to do behind me in order to support my spouse, and I became lost in a relationship, as to the point where I did not have a mission or purpose in my life. I was constantly fulfilling their dreams, their ambitions, whereas I was pushing mine, in the back burner, and that's not good. And I find sometimes people find themselves getting lost in relationships because they no longer have an identity or a purpose. A lot of times I've seen where a person put their, what they're supposed to be doing, what their interests and what they're enjoying doing aside in order to make their partner happy. But sometimes it comes to a breaking point where you have to live for yourself as well. And so those are some of the things you have to think about. Also, leechy people tend to be energy drainers. That's what I always describe them as, energy drainers. They like to get on to you, suck the life out of you to the point where you feel completely drained. And a lot of times in your younger years, you're just starting out, you don't probably recognize it. A lot of people, even in their older years, still have a hard time recognizing leechy people and constantly find themselves in this chronic cycle of constantly getting people who are constantly leeching off of them. And then it's important to break that cycle and to be able to use the eye of discernment to identify it. See, over time, with years of experience and relationships and everything, you start to identify these people from a mile away. And then once you're able to identify, you go, nope, I'm not going there again. This is not my forte. I've been there and done that. I'm not going through this again. And so as you get older and as you go and experience more and more life, you start to realize, hey, these are leechy people. Another thing is to take care of your health and holistically. Take care of your overall health. Not just your physical health, but your mind, your body, and your spirit. All of it works together in one. Trying to maintain a good balance is key. Also, share with those who are worthy. I go back to that. When I did my first session, I talk about your inner circle. Y'all may want to click on that and watch that video, because I go into depth about knowing who's in your inner circle, who has your back and who doesn't, knowing who's going to be there through thick and thin and who's not. These are very critical moments. These are some of the things you need to identify in order to know who is worthy. The people who are most worthy should be the ones that are always there, that you can depend on. Those are the ones that should be your ones that you consider to be the most important worthy people, the ones who are very supportive of you. The other thing is money is it's a spiritual game. I'm sorry. Money is a spiritual game system. And that's true. It's a system to money, and it also goes on spiritually. A lot of times, hello, I'm back. the camera had cut off, and I realized that the video was dark. I turned on the lights to brighten up the video, so hopefully the lighting is a lot better, guys. But what I was talking about was how money is a spiritual game system. There's a spiritual game to money. People don't think of the spiritual side of money because, I don't know, it's just, I guess because it's so physical into this physical world, a lot of times people don't study the spiritual side of it. A lot of times, in order to manifest money, you have to visualize it and manifest it and know that it's there. A lot of times we have this poor man mentality or of not visualizing or having this low self-esteem when it comes to money, that sometimes our negative energy of not believing in ourselves and manifesting it can be in the way. So I'll probably do another video and elaborate more on money and the spiritual gains side to money, because there is a system to it, a spiritual side to it, and people oftentimes overlook that, but it's definitely there. There are a series of pathways and networks you must navigate that leads into infinite possibilities. And that is so true. There is no more than one way to a problem. Some of you all might be going through a situation or a problem and not sure which way to go, because it seems like no matter what, it's hard to find a good path. But that's when it's important to tap into your inner wisdom. That's when you go within in order to tap into universal, ancestral, guidance. It's there. It's always there. When you start tapping more into the universe, you get a chance to see that there are different routes. You'll think things will come to you more easily, and you'll have a different, a more expanded view of the world. You get a chance to see and be guided on solutions that you never ever thought of if you were just looking at the physical and thinking that everything is outside of yourself. But the solution is there, and there's so many routes and opportunities out there that you never dream of. But when you start meditating and connecting with the Most High, you get a chance to see that and feel it as well. It's all around you. And then also look past the physical illusion and go within for guidance. This physical world is filled with illusions. A lot of times things, you see the impossible, or you think there's no way out of things, but there is. You have to speak things into existence. I'll tell my clients all the time, we speak in the words of frequencies. And so when you speak things into existence, you're manifesting things. People don't realize that we already learning spelling. When you go to school, you learn spelling, which is a form of spell. You spellbinding then already because you're learning the words. And as you learn words, you're learning to use them into frequencies. And if you don't understand that what you speak into existence, you're manifesting. And we don't realize that we're already manifesting. And that's why it's important to understand that. Speak positivity into the things that you do. Also meditate, and prayer and meditation go hand in hand. You can't just ask, and not take action and listen. You need that quiet moment to take in what the wisdom that the universe is trying to give to you is there. It's definitely there. And also, like I said, looking past the physical, looking through the spiritual eye. That's why I did a video about the pineal gland. We see through our spiritual eye and the pineal gland, and we all have it because everybody can do this. Believe it or not, if you have a pineal gland and there's nothing wrong with it, we all have the ability to do it. And I feel like it's a gift that everyone has. It's just a skill. It's like you have to exercise it in order to manifest things. Okay? So, yes, know that you have the power to change things. That is so important, that you do have the power to change things. When you give up and you don't try, then you never know. That's why it's important to believe in what you do. In order to make it happen, you have to visualize it. You have to have that imagination. I was talking about that in the previous video. Using your imagination is why children come into this world. They know how to use it because they are new to this world and they understand the spiritual world more clearly than the adults oftentimes. And sometimes we move away from it oftentimes, not sometimes, oftentimes. And we just say it on the physical. We don't even use it anymore. But sometimes it's good to tap into that third eye, to get that guidance, to learn to listen, and to realize that, yes, you do have the power to change things. And in order to do so, you have to actually believe, speak positivity in it. That is definitely key. So these are my tips for this week. This is my second time recording this video because the camera kept on cutting off. And so I finally got through with this first part. But if y'all want to, y'all can continue to listen. I'm going to go ahead and go into the card readings for this week. Hello lovelies, hello family, and welcome to my to the second part of my video. If y'all hear background noises, hopefully y'all don't hear it. They got some sort of event going, and so we're going to continue regardless of that because Spirit is guiding me to share these messages with you with the cards. These was cards. This is like my second time trying to record this, and so second time trying to record this the reading part of this video. But I already pulled in the earlier video the cards that the ancestors in the universe have guidance have selected. So these are the three cards. I love to use the nature cards, the butterfly card deck. This is the one that I use, and I also like to use the cards from the angels as well. But this time we're going to do the nature card for emotions. Yes, emotions. We're going to go in here and see what it says about emotions. Emotions, it says here, you're evolving and progressing, so it's natural for you to have different perspectives now than you did before. You drew this card because your feelings are speaking to you, and it's important for you to listen Ignored emotions only grow stronger and louder. So it's very important to take heed to your emotions, you guys. Very important. And I mentioned that earlier, that you shouldn't put things off. A lot of things that you've been procrastinating about, you shouldn't, especially in particular situations or circumstances that requires attention to. That's why I said take heed, or pay more attention as to any changes that are taking place. It's good to take action instead of putting it, procrastinate on it. And also listen to your emotions, how you feel about certain things. A lot of times we put our emotions aside, and that leads to bigger things, and it grows and it festers. That's why it's important to take action on it. Remember that you can receive support from, I'm on the wrong page, you guys. It says there's something in your life that is becoming intolerable to you. You once were able to endure or even enjoy this situation, but because you have changed so much, so too have your emotions. So there are things that you used to tolerate that you don't tolerate anymore. And that's okay. That means that you're growing, that you're changing, and your perspective changing. When that happens, sometimes it's good to go ahead and take action and bring about change. It may not be changes that you can do right away. It may take some time for you to do it, but this is a good time to start thinking about these things in your head. It says this card asks you to be honest with yourself and to take an inventory of how you feel. You don't have to resort to drastic action to resolve anything. Like I said, don't have to be drastic. It's just that you're starting to see it, and a lot of times you don't know why you feel the way you do. Is because you haven't had the time to actually think about it, to meditate on it and to get more insight on it, because you haven't delved into your inner wisdom and tapped into the universe to get a better understanding. So that's why it's very important to be more in tune to your feelings and your emotions. The next thing is, sometimes it's enough just to acknowledge your own feelings so that your heart feels heard and understanding. And that's why it's important to listen to your heart. Listen to your emotions. Don't put it on a back burner. Listen to how you're feeling. A lot of times you can do this through different mediums. Some people like to journal. Some people like to draw. Some people like to use art, different art forms, music, any kind of medium can help you to start delving more and more into your feelings and your emotion, your thoughts. Some people love to dance. Also, it says additional meetings is getting guidance from a therapist. I'm a licensed therapist, or any therapist. Sometimes you may need additional support. Just doing it by yourself may not be enough. You might need an outside perspective on certain things, and sometimes that helps to do talk therapy, cognitive behavior therapy. That's one of the techniques that I like to use in psychotherapy is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is talk therapy, talking over your problems, having a better understanding, joining a support group, sometimes having people who are going through similar situations that you're going through. Like, for example, there's domestic violence support groups, there's people who are Alcoholic Anonymous support groups, parenting groups. They're out there for whatever situation or crisis that you might be going through. You may want to go to different support groups for additional support. Another thing is dealing with emotional loved ones. Some people may not be as emotional as others, and sometimes they might clash. I see that sometimes in relationship, because everybody have different personalities, different way of thinking, and sometimes one party might be more emotional than the other part, or the other party might not know exactly how they feel. They have to have time to think about things before they are able to speak about certain situations or circumstances. Another thing is empathy, absorbing other people's emotions. Some people are absorb people's feelings, and that can be a bad thing. It's good to be able to read people's emotions, but it's not good to absorb them, and that's how I am sometimes I tend to absorb people's feelings, and that's why it's good to take a step back, just to breathe and relax, and to clear yourself and balance your chakra points. That's very important, balancing yourself. You can do that through yoga, different types of meditation, mindfulness. You can also do it through Reiki. I'm a Reiki practitioner. Reiki really works. Going to a massage therapist, sometimes, having them to massage you and also get more in tune with the chakra points in your body is another way to get yourself more balanced and also to release energy. Another thing is you can exercise. Doing different types of exercises as an outlet, as a medium, is a good idea. I can go on about that, you guys. But anyway, the second card is to take heed on the next step now. This is the next card right here. Taking the next step now. Taking action, in other words, you guys. The next step. Let's see what this card says. I'm not familiar with this one because I don't use it too often. But this is a really good card deck to understand changes in your life circumstances. It says here, take the next step now. If you feel stalled or stuck, this card is offering solutions. It says here, it's time to take action. Even a small step in the direction of your vision can help you feel a sense of progress and hope. And that's true. Sometimes you may have an idea or some things that you want to accomplish right away, but it's so big and so vast that it takes time for you to be able to grasp it. So it's always a good idea to start thinking about, what you can do, what's breaking things down into smaller parts and small compartments, smaller steps. What can I do today and what can I do tomorrow? Think about the here and now as opposed to so far 10 years into the future. Start small. Some of y'all might want to go to school. Some of y'all want to start your own business. It can be any other things that you want to accomplish, but you can't get it all done in one day. And sometimes it takes time to get to that point. But the point is getting started. That's the most important step, is getting started and being consistent in your steps. It says here, you already know what the next step is. As your heart is leading you there, imagine that what you would do if you had unlimited possibilities, finances, energy. And that's what I was talking about in earlier the video. I was talking about how there are many routes to a situation. Is more than one route. I said here, it says here, these small changes will manifest into bigger ones. Okay? These small changes will manifest into bigger ones. And then also, I was talking about there are series of pathways and networks you must navigate that leads into infinite possibilities and outcomes. So there's infinite possibilities and outcomes, and oftentimes this occurs when you start tapping into universal energy, when you start tapping into your inner wisdom, and it's all there, you guys. It really is. And it says here, remember that you will never be asked to do anything that could harm you or a loved one, as your divine guidance is a conversation of love. It should always be a conversation of love. Okay? Now, if it's not conversation of love and it's delving into something negative, and those are lower energies, or it could be that you have some sort of mental health issue, now that is when you need to start talking to a psychiatrist, or a mental health professional to get more help. I'm not talking about extreme cases. I'm talking about people who have normal mental health and who have healthy, normal mental health capabilities, and there's nothing wrong, no type of illness or anything. These are the ones that I'm speaking to that are, have a good feeling of love and everything. And it's also, additional meaning is to take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith on some of the things that you, ideas that you might have that about your future, such as starting a new career. Some of y'all may want to start a new career, or it could be going back to school, or it could be starting a new project. It could be anything, some of the things that is going to help you grow and be a better person. Some of these things are means that you may need to take that next step. And the other thing, believe in yourself. Some people don't. Low self-esteem sometimes get in the way, or you're around negative people. I talked about earlier about energy drainers. Be mindful of who you have around you and the environment that you're in. It says break down your goals down into baby steps. Start small. Set realistic goals. Don't set big goals that are too big for you. Focus on today instead of looking too far down the road. Those are the tips that I have for you for taking the next step. Take the next step. And then the other one is leaving. Some of you all have to leave. I'm not sure who this card is for, but some of you all may have to leave certain situations or circumstances. So let's look at what that says. Let's look under leaving. Looking this up in the book here. Leaving. Let's see. I'm trying to get to it, you guys. Okay, here goes leaving. It says, this card confirms that you already know it's time to leave a toxic situation. Some of y'all are definitely in toxic situations that needs to change. If you're not happy or things are falling apart, then you may need to reevaluate what's going on in your life. It says you've done your best to heal the condition, but sometimes the circumstances become intolerable, and the healthiest choice is to move on. And sometimes there are no other alternatives but to move on. I know I had to do that in a relationship that I was in. It was a toxic relationship, and I wasn't growing. I was not happy. I was about to grow. Things were about to fall in place, but this person was constantly sabotaging everything I did. And so sometimes you have to leave the situation in order to grow and to fly into great opportunities. And you can't do that if you're constantly around energy drainers. I call these folks energy drainers, leeches, people who are negative, pessimistic, are constantly sabotaging you. There are people out there that will sabotage you. And that's why you got to be able to look out for them and know to hold your hands up and get the brick wall and say, nope, not right here, not right now. It's time to move on. This naturally brings feelings of confusion and insecurity. And sometimes it is a lot of confusion. When you're in the middle of drama and chaos, that's all you're going to see is confusion and insecurity. And especially if you look into your physical eye, sometimes that's why you have to delve within and start tapping into your soul, into the universal energy, to the Most High, to get a better understanding of the situation. Sometimes you have to go deep within to understand things and see things with the spiritual eye, the eye of discernment, your third eye, to get a more expanded view of what's going on. However, rest assured that whenever you are on the right path, which you are, everything works out for the best. And that's true. When you're on the right path, things falls in place. You got to remember, when you are in tune with the Most High, when you're guided by the universe, things tends to flow. Whenever things are chaotic, or you need to reevaluate things. Sometimes good things are about to happen, because I've seen that a lot of times too in life, where you're so close to reaching a goal, then a turbulence comes. Then next thing you know, you cross that storm and boom, you into safe waters, calm waters, after you have reached over that turbulent point. So it could be that you're close to reaching a goal, or it could be that you're going down the wrong path. It could be a combination of things. That's why it's good to connect with the Most High to get a clearer picture of what's going on with your life and your circumstances that's going on. And it says here, your departure doesn't need to be a sudden and drastic, but a butterfly building a cocoon. You can plan and prepare for the transition right now. You can start planning. You might not be able to leave the situation right now, but sometimes doing careful planning and getting yourself ready to leave is the way to go, because you might not be able to leave, but you know that down the road you will. So it's good to prepare yourself. You can even make your exit gradual so that you can be comfortable and secure during this healthy change. And it says here, additional meanings. Letting go of fear. A lot of times we stay in situations because we're scared. We're scared of the unknown. And sometimes, when you're looking at the physical, you can't see what is there. That's why it's good to go within and have that support with the universe, that backing. Also, releasing an addiction. Some people might have a substance abuse issue. You may know that you have a problem. Get the help that you need. Addiction has a spiritual side to it. Those lower energies taking over your body, your soul, the essence of who you are. It's hard to focus on what you're supposed to do on this earth plane if you're constantly consumed in what's going on. I describe some of these additions. If y'all seen Lord of the Rings and seen Smeagol, how he is consumed with the rings energy, that's how a drug addict is. They're consumed with getting their next high. And they're so fixated, they don't care who they hurt to get there. That's why it's important to, if you are really serious about getting rid of that addiction, you need to go and get the help that you need so you can release those dark energies away from you. Because the drug addiction are leeches as well. And you need to let it go. Let it go, you guys. Let it go. If you know someone who's ready to get the help, if you know you need the help, and this card is for you. You need to leave that situation, and you have the ability to do so. If you only believe in yourself and you go within and get guided and believe in the Most High in the universe, you can. Travel. And it also can mean family members leaving the home. It can be someone leaving the home. Someone right now might need to leave home because it's not a good environment for them. Maybe that place that you're staying in is chaotic, or maybe you feel like you're outgrown it and it's time to start anew. This is the time to leave, to let things go, especially if it's toxic, you guys. If you're in a toxic situation, let it go. Let it go. I'm getting long-winded on this video, so I'm gonna just show you the 3 cards for the crystals. I had recorded it earlier for the crystals, and these are the 3 crystals. I thought it was neat that the ancestors chose the energy that I was receiving. All of them were yellow crystals, and it means this is the tiger eye. The tiger eye right here, tiger eye. Balance your whole being. It means to balance your whole being. Okay, tiger eye. Balance your whole being. Okay? And then, of course, the other one is recharge your good vibes. Recharge your good vibes. Okay? And then the other one is banish. To banish. Banish away lower energies, to banish away your exhaustion, to get rid of not being too tired, to energize yourself. Okay? Energy. And this one's called the Liberian Gold Tektite. Some of these stones I never heard of. The Liberian Gold Tektite. Then, of course, this one is the Tiger Eye. I heard of Tiger Eye before, and it's supposed to give you balance. And the Amber. And once again, this is to recharge your good vibes, to get in a good mood with spirit. So these are the stones for this week. And they're all yellow. Interesting, isn't it? Same colors. But yes, you guys, thank you for staying with me all the way through this whole session. And once again, if you all want to schedule me for a personal session, for either psychotherapy or for my spiritual psychological sessions, I'm also available for that as well. And so, and my intuitive sessions, I'm available for that too, if you need the intuitive sessions. So you know how to reach me. I'm on Psychology Today, and I'm also have my website up as well. And so please let me know what you think. Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and thumbs up. Until next time, love and peace, family. Bye-bye.